Hello everyone and welcome to the final Chud Watch before Tuesday's election. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's dealing with the nerves well. I know it's not very fun. We are going to be okay. We're going to be fine. Everyone just needs to go out and vote. We'll be alright. How's everyone doing? As you can see, the Vulcan outfit won today's costume poll. How's everyone doing? Hope you're having a good week so far. Let's see what's going on in the various chats. Captain Rachel, thanks for 52 months, says, just finishing arranging things so that I will have minimal teaching to do on Wednesday, since either way things go, I'll be exhausted and maybe even hungover. I'm a high school government econ and psychology teacher. Oh boy! Fun job at this point, huh? Yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen next Wednesday. I hope we get to do a big MAGA cope stream Wednesday instead of a big us cope stream. That would be nice. Hydrate, can do. Hello everyone on YouTube chat, how you doing? Hoping you're having a wonderful day. How's it going? Travis, Milk Toast, Peyote Cowboy. If everyone on YouTube could like the stream, I'd appreciate it. Just give it a thumbs up. Only takes a second and helps me out. But yeah, we have a lot of brief clips to look at today. We have some of the stuff from, I almost said Elon Musk's, Donald Trump's Madison Square Garden rally. I'm sure you've seen many of these clips at this point, but I haven't gotten to them yet. I mean, I've seen them, but I haven't covered them on stream. Did I vote already? No, I am voting day of. I'm voting day of. I respect people voting early, but I don't know. And this is not advice to anyone, I just get anxious putting in the mail or anything like that. I could early vote, I guess. I don't know what the rules on that are in Michigan. But I don't want to put my ballot in the mail or in a box, especially considering all the crazy Trump supporters going around, like, burning stuff. I'd rather do it the day of. But I get it. I totally get it. Ashley One Up says, live long and prosper, Tahan. And what's the other thing they say? Live long and prosper, peace and long life. There you go. We did it. MH Darkbeast says, before the pain begins, a fun post-Halloween cleanse. Oh, we actually got a lot of trick-or-treaters this year, by the way. I was surprised. We don't normally. This year we got a bunch. So that's good. Maybe our front against the trunk-or-treats have begun.
Oh my goodness, so many! One trick-or-treater, two trick-or-treater, three trick-or-treater! Ah, 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 ah! I have one for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have two for you.
Thank you.
And finally,
When do you get the free week of Vulcan outfit? It's a free costume week. That'll come at the very end of the 3 months. So as of right now, with costume month rather, we have 3 months banked, of which we're on day like 10. So it's 90 days. And then after that, you'll get a free week. So 90 days plus 7, 97 days.
number 3, my favorite number of the day.
Happy Halloween.
That is cute.
Halloween!
Skivazoa with 100 bits kicks off a hype train, says early in-person voting is easier in most states. During early voting, you can usually go to any location in the country, or county rather. Well, for the election, you have to go to your assigned precinct, at least in my state. Also go vote. Yes, everyone go vote regardless. Everyone go vote no matter how you're doing it. 71% to level 1 in a hype train. We do have some P.O. Box stuff to go through real quick, so let's do that, and then we will get on to the Chud Watch material. So, firstly, got a whole bunch of DVDs, which are awesome. This did not come with a note, so I don't know who sent this, but it's a bunch of cinematic Titanic DVDs, of a bunch of, like, public domain films, like Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, Rattlers, Doomsday Machine, Legacy of Blood, The Oozing Skull, East Meets Watts, Danger on Tiki Island, The Alien Factor, sorry, the font on that's difficult, War of the Insects, and finally The Wasp Woman, which we watched on a Patreon-only stream recently, so thank you to the sender of that, whoever it was. Nikagami with 40 bits says, one thing that has stuck with me from my feminist theory class was, a goddess is not a woman. I think this partly explains all the anti-woke gamers hating, the Sorry, I lost my place. I think this partly explains all the anti-woke gamers... Sorry, the thing keeps scrolling. Hating modern women characters. In the past, when characters looked less human, it slipped past their misogyny, but as games make characters look more realistic, it makes them go ick in a way they don't understand, so they claim they look ugly now to explain away their feelings. I don't know. People like the quartering don't help. Freyline says, voting by state! That gives you all the rules, so make sure you check that out. Maybe I will later, too, and see if I can vote early. 76% to level 1 on the hype train. And then there was a second package that's full of VHS tapes by someone by the name of Ben. So thank you, Ben, for these. Ben, with a buffalo card, says, "Hi, Hannah Chat, Dr. Baha, and Kitties. Found these cards at the post office and the tapes at Goodwill. When, if I find more, I'll be glad to send them for our mutual collective enjoyment and misery. And sorry about the tape on the boxes. I'm paranoid about water damage to contents and labels, and I overdo it sometimes. The tape wasn't actually too bad. I appreciate it, though. They did get here safe and dry, and we have VHSs for VHS vault streams, such as Buns of Steel, Computer Warriors, The Adventure Begins, Monkey Business, which I think is just a bunch of scenes of monkeys. I think it's an educational tape about monkeys. We have Kratz Creatures. Oh, those are the people that did Zaboomafoo. I remember Zaboomafoo. Life is What You Make It. Live, whatever that is, 23-minute program designed to stimulate dialogue around helping HIV-positive individuals make informed decisions about treatment options. Oh, okay. Well, that... I feel like Mark from Brent now, so that's good. RC pilot program from Blockbuster Video? Paul S. Morton Ministries. Oh, this is a Jesus tape. God versus Gays. It's literally titled God versus Gays. The long-awaited sequel to Freddy vs. Jason. My money is on the gays. 30 seconds left on the hype train, 76% to level 1. Alright. With the P.O. boxing out of the way, thank you again for those lovely gifts. I appreciate it. We can get into the Chud Watch, unfortunately. For better or worse, it's time. One final Chud Watch before the dawn of the final day. Alright, get into it. Oh, here's some very normal behavior.
Daddy Trump! 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 Daddy Trump!
I am a gay Democrat and I'm voting for Trump.
We're here today to support Trump. I love Trump.
You love Trump?
Absolutely, yeah. Since 2016.
You walk down these streets with a Trump hat, people will say the most horrific things to you, including calling you a fascist.
Stop being a fascist, then. That's the hot tip. Stop wearing the hat that signals you support a fascist candidate for president. That would help. Penakagami says, on a related note, a new Democrat commercial has chuds melting down over the idea that their women will vote differently than them, and they're going even more mask off. Yeah, their comments on that stuff has been horrifying. Am I gonna do a stream the night of? I don't even know. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could give you a firm stance. My feelings on this are fluctuating day to day, so it depends on how I'm feeling that day. If I feel I can handle it, great. If not, then I'm not gonna. We'll see. It's gonna be a call entirely based on my mental health that day, so I'll let you know. I'm sorry I can't give you a better answer, but like my mental health comes before my ability to stream. Unfortunately.
Try to prevent World War III, and I think my vote will do that.
Donald Trump is back in New York. He's speaking today in front of 19,000 people at Madison Square Garden. Now, just over a week from now, he could be elected president once again. And naturally, we're here to talk to his supporters, die-hard Trump fans, about why they want him back in the Oval Office. and what they think he can do to change the outcome of the war in Gaza and in Lebanon.
Fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight! We love Trump! We need Trump! World need Trump!
Jason Proxy says, also, did you see Jesse Walters? He said he'd divorce his wife for cause if she voted for Kamala. He considers it cheating, which is ironic because this is the wife he had an affair with while married to the first wife. I didn't see that. I think I vaguely heard about it. Do you have the clip? I'd love to watch the clip with you guys. Ashley One Up says, don't destroy yourself for our entertainment, Hannah. Our parasocial love isn't worth it. Are you sure? Are you sure? I have a deep hole in my soul from not getting enough love as a child. Parasocially, I'm addicted.
So as a Democrat, why have you decided to vote for Trump?
Because those people...
Daddy Trump!
Oh, the daddy Trump stuff ain't fun. Oh, here's one. Another one where they don't know what words they use all the time means.
I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Do you think that Kamala Harris is a communist?
Yep.
Define communism.
This is in my home state of Michigan, by the way, so sorry, everyone.
Kamala Harris.
Well, that's an example. Give me a definition.
It's Kamala Harris. And how about you define why you like Kamala Harris?
No, we're good. Please, I want to talk to him.
How about you define why you like Kamala
Oh, he's mad. He's getting mad because he got called out on not knowing a word.
Harris?
Sure, I'll tell
you that.
Okay, are we good? Coming back in frame. Come back in frame.
No, seriously.
Come back in frame.
Tell me why you like Kamala Harris.
Let me tell you why I like Kamala Harris if you'll allow me 30 seconds to speak. I like Kamala Harris because she's not a 34-count felon like Trump.
You gotta wait for the, Are you fucking kidding me right now?
No, she's...
Overthought with 100 bits says, I cannot fathom Michigan fans that are Trump fans, considering Ann Arbor is always seen as the socialist slice of Michigan.
Also not a violent sexual abuser like Trump.
Oh,
she isn't
he's not,
sexualized
though.
a little...
He's
She is.
not, though.
He was held...
Oh, you listen to CNN, right?
No, he was held civilly liable by a court of law in the state of New York in the year 2022.
New York. It's New York, dude.
It's New York. We all know in the state of New York, everyone gets found guilty of claims of rape or sexual assault just 'cause. People are hopeless. Fennec Agami says, isn't it telling how they think being called garbage or fascists, how they think being called garbage or fascists, but they call us PDFs, groomers, child mutilators, Satanists, etc., and thinks it's not dehumanizing. They're not playing on rules where they think that there's equal rules between us and them. They believe that they are special and that they get to treat everyone like crap and everyone should be subservient to them and act like they're incredible, wonderful people no matter what, because they think they're the main characters and you need to put up with whatever they do. It's narcissism. Not literal clinical narcissism, but it's certainly narcissistic tendencies at minimum.
Dude,
New York.
Yeah, exactly.
What about it?
All Democrats, man.
Oh, it's all Democrats?
Exactly.
Two of the people in the jury
Joe
were Republicans.
Biden appointed all of them.
Joe Biden appointed, I assume he means the judge, and probably not the jury, but, you know. See you with goblins. Thanks for gifting a sub.
Are you kidding me right now?
No.
You kidding me right now?
A silly little man.
You're a silly little man. You're just a silly little man.
I'm a silly little man. Jesus Christ, these people are crazy.
Respect to anyone who actually goes and talks to these people, because holy shit, do I not think it's worth it, but it is entertaining. So, like, kudos if you're willing to put yourself in danger to talk to the craziest fucking people in the country. Gifazoa with 50 bits says, state judges aren't appointed by the president. You don't say. Let's see. Oh, so someone put up as a sort of joke making fun of January 6th thing, they put up a statue in DC that's like a table with a emoji poop on it. Like, it's just supposed to be like a haha, they shit on tables and stuff. They're like fucking jokes, basically. Anyway, this pro January 6th lady got very upset about this statue making fun of her. Fennec Agami says, here's a short of the ad and Waters' reaction. We'll take a look at that after this. It says, this memorial honors the brave men and women who broke into the United States Capitol on January 6th, 2021 to loot, urinate, and defecate throughout these hallowed halls in order to overturn an election. President Trump celebrates those heroes of January 6th as unbelievable patriots and warriors. This monument stands as a testament to their daring sacrifice and lasting legacy. So just a statue constructed of pure sarcasm and malice, which is the ideal materials to make a statue out of, I think. A big turd.
Are you guys guarding this?
No.
Oh, okay.
We just came to look.
You're just randomly walking down the street?
Are you guys here to guard this? Is she deeply embarrassed and struggling with those feelings? I don't understand her reaction here so far. She's just staring.
Are you paid to guard this? Wait, you're paid to guard this, right? Why would somebody need to guard that? I fell on it. What is it?
I fell on it. Did she try to damage it at some point? That's pretty funny. He with Goblins says, emerging from a week-long depression hole, it's a lovely Sunday morning. I'm having coffee before my yoga class and choosing to indulge in some optimism that your country won't re-elect Mango Mussolini on Tuesday. I like America, exuberant of nature and large of burger. Please continue not being fascist, please and thank. We're doing our best. We're doing our best.
You got out of your car and you fell on it?
Yeah, what is it?
You got out of your car and you fell on it?
My face with the camera, that hurts my eyes.
I'm sorry, I need to be able to see your face because I don't trust random people in the middle of the dark.
I don't trust people in the midnight.
No, but why are you paid to guard this thing?
Because we have people out here that like to destroy things.
No, but out of everything in Washington, D.C., you're guarding that?
I imagine he was paid by whoever constructed that, would be my guess. He clearly is private security of some kind.
I mean, shouldn't you be guarding like something like a monument or something?
This is a monument to how embarrassing your actions and political ideology are. I hope you love it.
I've guarded a lot of things.
So you're getting paid to guard this. How many days have you been guarding this for?
I can't tell you all of that.
No, but how long has this thing been up there?
It's so funny how, like, it's not even like it says, like, on there, like, oh, fuck January 6ers. She's so upset that someone is directly just sarcastically mocking her that she's, like, doesn't know what to do. She's so close to asking for the manager of the statue, I can feel it.
So there's somebody guarding this 24/7. I mean, that is, I've never seen anything like that in Washington, D.C. And it's not, it's, huh? No, and this is, no, I'm not from South Carolina. And this is not, it's not stable, it moves around, right? Are there that many people looking at this thing? Really? And you're gonna be up all night guarding it?
What is she trying to do? Is she trying to, like, get him to, like, Scooby-Doo, Trickster, Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes him into, like, you're right, I should go take a break, and then he'll walk away cartoonishly so she can, like, punch the statue? What is she... What is this affect she's pretending? You know what I mean? Like, what is she doing here? She's clearly upset. She's trying to probe, like, are there always people watching this? Does she know it's clear what she's doing and she's, like, wearing her derision for this statue on her sleeve? I'm so confused.
Oh my god, what is it?
Oh my god, like, where are you guys taking it next? And, like, when's the changeover for the security? Like, are there any gaps in the security you can tell me about for no particular reason?
Do you know what it is? What is it? The monument over there. Oh, it's poop?
It is.
It's a poop? What?
That's what it is.
You gotta tell me what it is.
No, read it. It's for everybody that did the, I don't know. It says something about Jen.
She handled it great. This is the second part of the video.
It's poop for January 6th.
Yes! Does she not know people shit in the Capitol building and, like, wiped it on, like, stuff or shit on desks? Is she not familiar with that particular aspect of January 6th?
I'm just curious, like, who would be paying you to guard this 24/7?
Does she think he's gonna be like, it's George Soros! It's the deep state! You caught us!
So it's like a private individual, it's not the government?
Of course it's not the government, it's some political pack probably trying to generate headlines. Which, like, I saw a couple articles written about this when it first went up in the last month or whenever it was. Yeah, it's something that's like a little political stunt. I assume some pack paid for to put up and get some articles written. That's it. That's it. Peoplelord says, why does the statue that accurately describe how my political compatriots acting like animals need to be guarded from me trying to act like an animal? Isn't there DNA in poop? There is. There is DNA in poop. So don't poop at any crime scene that you're the perpetrator in. Or not the perpetrator. You'll be framed through your fecal matter.
But do you work for the government or a private individual? Come on.
She's probing so hard and so obviously. Ashley Oneup says, my employer is some guy named Mr. B. Iden. Don't know who that is.
You're paid to guard that?
It's a check.
Out of everything in DC, you're paid to guard that. That is really wild. I just think this, and there's actually people looking at it.
Yeah,
which is totally wild.
It's pretty funny.
Wild too.
Not like the funniest shit I've ever seen, but like, I think part of the humor is in that someone took time to actually make something that looks like a, like, cast in bronze statue. I'm sure it's not. It's just painted probably to look like it's bronze. But like, someone made a thing that looks like a statue sarcastically. It's funny. You're salty. We get it. He with Goblin says, if you're framed by your poop, does that make you a stool pigeon? But, Oh.
Do you know how long it's been up?
I can't answer that.
Oh my gosh, you know everything. Are you a private security guard or work for the government?
I can't say. No, please don't do that, because it's fragile.
It's fragile? How do you know it's fragile?
Because people have touched it, and things, it rots. You don't want to do that.
Is it attracting that much attention?
Lady, you're here bothering him on the night shift. Of course that many people try and touch it and fuck with it. You're doing it right now.
Oh, do you know how long it's been up there?
Yes.
Okay, how long has it been up there?
Johnny's app, thanks for following.
Like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? Okay, when is it getting taken down? It has a permit. When's it getting taken down?
I don't know. Well, when it does, you won't see me anymore.
Oh, that's sad because I like you. You're really sweet.
I feel like there's some high school trauma in the way she said that. Like, oh, that's too bad. I really like you. Like, it was so, yummy, yummy, so salty. Fennikagami says, hey conservatives, what happened to comedy should be free to offend? Can't you take a joke?
I want you to bodyguard stuff I do. Oh,
man.
Yeah.
Okay, then pay him. Like, I don't even know if this guy's, like, I don't know this guy's political affiliation, and I don't care. He's getting paid to watch this fucking statue. He could be a Trump supporter for all you know. Like, why are you harassing this guy?
Why are you bodyguarding that?
Because he's
You're
paid
bodyguarding a sculpture of a piece of poop.
Yes. Yep. He's probably paid decently for it, too.
Basically, right?
Only in the mind.
And what does it represent? It's for or against the J6ers.
Wait, does she not understand the clear sarcasm? Or does she think she would be catching him and saying, like, yes, it's sarcasm, it's making fun of January 6ers? Does she think that would be a gotcha? Like, yeah, that's clearly the purpose. That's allowed.
I'm not really sure, so I can't.
Hey, sweetness, how's it going?
To be honest with you, I don't know. But, you know, they called me out, so I come.
Oh my gosh, you're really paid to guard that 24/7.
He might be the artist and not the security guard. That would be hilarious. That would be the funniest thing to do if you were the artist, is to just hang around and pretend to be a security guard so you can just see what people do.
how many days?
Probably what Banksy does.
How many days?
You keep on trying.
No, but like, how many days have you been here?
Is Banksy still doing stuff? Remember Banksy? Has anyone ever seen Exit Through the Gift Shop? That's a fun documentary. I enjoy it. I don't know how seriously to take it, because the whole thing could be a meta Banksy joke. I'm not sure. Anyway.
Not doing that, man.
Okay, and when are you gonna finish?
When they done.
This guy's good. He's been dealing with stupid people since he had to guard this thing, I bet.
I think it has to have a permit. Oh my god, there are people here. I'm really good.
Oh my god, there's people looking at this statue. Yeah, it's a statue. That's what they're made for, to look at.
I am really good.
I'm good, Sweetness. How you doing?
Sometimes I'm bad. No, but I'm pretty good usually. Okay, so there's that many people walking down this street in front of the U.S. Capitol to see the piece of poop that somebody put in front of here, and they have a permit to put it there. And it's all about January 6th. It's about January 6th, right?
It's about, I believe so.
Here's what she said in her tweet about it. October 27th, 2024, Washington, D.C. This has a permit until Monday to be sitting in the National Mall in front of the west side of the U.S. Capitol. The three-letter agencies must have funded this as it is anti-Trump propaganda. Whoever made this is paying for it to have a bodyguard. She's angry. That's funny. Oh, she's still doing stuff. That's fun. Washington, D.C. in Lafayette Park, there's a very aggressive construction going on, and Fed says it's the inauguration ceremony of the next POTUS. Does she just walk around D.C. and bother people with her conspiracies? Is that like her whole deal? Benikgami says, are we going to cover the fact that there's a disturbing amount of white Trump supporters pretending to be black people to pull the black people for Trump bit? The account Black Insurrectionist was just outed as some white dude named James who was a well-known con artist. I wouldn't even know how to cover that as a full segment. Like, I think we all are vaguely aware that that's a thing. We've seen people outed for it before, but it's impossible to, like, actually figure out how much of that kind of thing is the outright fraud. I would argue it's probably most of it, but it's not all of it. I don't know. What do you even say about it? She's a younger Betty Buttcrack. She is. She is. Like, I don't think it has any actual impact on the election when people pretend to be like black or whatever, or gay or whatever, and go on the internet and say shit. It's almost like it's to sate their own self-delusion. I don't think it actively affects anything. So, I don't know.
But at any...
Oh, she shills bulletproof backpacks. Classy. Did we deal with the gun problem? No, get a bulletproof backpack. God bless America.
Bullets could fly your direction or in the direction of children and loved ones that you care about. Please go to darkbag.com. Do yourself a favor. Do me a favor. I care about you. I want you to go to darkbag.
I care about you enough that I want you to visit my sponsor and spend money. Gee, wow. Thanks for caring about me so much. You're so selfless.
.com and really buy the gear that you need to protect yourself in case bullets fly in your direction or the direction of anyone that you love. Darkbag.com.
Are any of those books behind her real? I'm sorry, I'm looking at them and they're all blank spines, and none of them look like real books. They look like filler books you would have if you wanted to look like you had decor, but didn't actually own any books. Am I crazy? Phyllis Filler says she's a Karen about people. Yeah. Harold Elbelman with a 30-stream streak says, Driftglass, a blogger I've been following since early Obama days, describes conservative nonsense as the tribe of people who rub shit in their hair. The idea is that they can't detect their own nonsense and they normalize the activity, but as soon as the rest of us get a whiff, they're shocked we don't approve and suddenly do the same. Quote, I'm paraphrasing, but this explains so much of Chud Watch. Man's an effing genius. I get, yeah, decent enough metaphor.
This is the best location to actually buy a bulletproof backpack, to buy a purse that would give you the Faraday protection that you need. Go to darkbag.com and then tell me what you think of the products there, because this is actually important gear that you may need to protect
Are we getting another cheese stream?
life and the life.
When I'm not so perpetually broke, unfortunately, still pretty. We're making, you know, we're okay, but like, once I have more money to get like a Costco membership again, and I can get bulk cheeses, that would be fun to do like a cheese stream.
Lives of the ones that you.
By the way, I did. Thank you everyone who was doing tips and stuff over the last, like couple weeks, month or so, because I was able to get that doctor's appointment to get my prescriptions, my hormones. I was able to get them prescribed out for 12 months, a whole year, and I picked them up yesterday. So thank you, everyone. If you want to help, because they were a little more expensive than I was expecting, you can still use the tip link. It'd be appreciated. But I was able to get them. So no matter what, I have my prescriptions. Am excited. And I have my progesterone back. I haven't had progesterone in like 5 months, because I just ran out and wasn't able to get a doctor's appointment. But I did now, got my progesterone back, along with, you know, continuing my estrogen and Spiro. All good. Thank you, Fennikagami. I will take a look at that. Sorry.
You care about. Yes, go to darkbag.com. Once again, it's so easy. Darkbag.com. Take the time to buy the gear that you need and be prepared for any emergency that may happen where shots are fired in your.
God, she sucks. She sucks so much. All right. Let's get to that link, which I think was all the way back here. Was it this? Oh, yeah.
Your turn, honey.
And this is the ad. And then, response.
Your turn, honey.
In the one place in
Oh, sorry. Gotta fix the camera.
America where women still have a right to choose. You can vote any way you want. And no one will ever know.
Did you make the right choice?
Sure did, honey.
Remember, what happens in the booth stays in the booth.
And if I found out Emma was going into the voting booth and pulling the lever for Harris, that's the same thing as having an affair. That to me,
oh my God! Let him finish. Go, Jesse. It's our day.
That violates the sanctity of our marriage.
Preach on. Yes.
What else is she keeping from me?
Exactly.
What else has she been?
That's like sick shit, man. What is wrong with Republicans, and why are all their relationships based on entirely abusive dynamics?
Lying about.
Why would she lie to you? Have you threatened her? Why would she lie to you?
Oh, they want me to tease.
Why would she do that and then vote Harris? Why would she say she was voting
He's
Trump
not the problem,
and then voting Harris?
Out of fear of you.
And I caught her, and then she said, I lied to you for the last 4 years.
So you admit you intimidate
It's over.
What is wrong with these people? Really couldn't tell you. Oh boy. There is so much crap.
Fellow Americans, the time has come today to stand tall and proud for your country. We must unite together. We are one nation that's under the people. We are invincible with liberty and accountability for all. That's why I'm American. Got that work, we put it in. Don't stop coming till we win. Throw our hands up, no, we did it. We the people coming with it. Got the numbers, TikTok did it. Better listen up, they gon' ban the song and let's stand a minute. That's why I'm American. Got that work, we put it in. Don't stop coming till we win.
I just remembered I have this comm badge that someone sent me.
My fellow Americans, the time has
oh good, you get to hear it again while I put on the comm badge.
We must unite together. We are one nation that's under the people. We are invincible with liberty and accountability for all. That's why I'm American. Got that work, we put it in. Don't stop coming till we win.
Did it.
Throw our hands up, no, we did it. We the people coming with it.
Not that much worse than the last Kid Rock album.
It's really and so at a wicked we currently live at a wicked time with wicked rulers who are dominated by feminism and hate men. And so they changed the rule book. So what you're doing is not exercising
Whatever, Lady Anne, I can combine whatever I want.
your authority over men.
I'll throw a fucking Geordie visor on this if I want. Phyllis Filler with a cleanse.
Now it's flat. They appear to be slightly deflated. So I'm curious to know. Oh, that one's almost completely flat. Very slightly convex. Oh yes, you see, it is very, very slightly convex. Slightly convex. Very slightly bulbous. This makes you feel very good. What a pleasant view. You see, I think they thought about this very carefully. They knew if they just made it flat, it would look a little bit childish and a bit incel. But never mind that. Look at the size of the cock. It's huge. Look. I'll be honest with you, I don't want a cock. And bollocks. It's too big and quite fat. That's not a unique trans woman's problem, but they're quite fat and very badly positioned. In the meantime, I'd also like to try an experiment. I hope that was useful. Yes, it isn't the same as reaching for a knob that you can feel, but I am quite glad it exists. And if I could make a little appeal to Elon Musk, could you die, you complete moron? I hope you get Bill Hartsier of the ball sack. Go away. Bugger off. Please.
Lovely. All right, back to the chud.
We currently live in a wicked time with wicked rulers who are dominated by feminism and hate men. And
did you know that it's hating men to want women to have the right to vote? He's doing great. Wonder Soma says, on Halloween I had a cheese board with 10 really high-end cheeses. I'd been gathering them since May and putting them in the freezer when they were in the bargain bin. It was beyond glorious. I thought of you. Jealous. I'm jealous of your cheeses.
And so they changed the rule book. So what you're doing is not exercising your authority over men, but what we're doing is having to get creative with the wicked landscape, and you're ensuring that I have my full authority as a citizen. And that my authority, what the wicked rulers wanted to do is they wanted to strip away half of a man's authority, and what you're doing is
he's describing giving women the right to vote as stripping authority away from men instead of empowering women to have agency within their lives. The perspective these people have is so narcissistic, it's bordering on solipsism. To believe that other people aren't human beings, and that everything that happens should entirely be seen from your own personal perspective as to how it impacts you, with no regard to how it impacts other people, because you don't consider them people anyway. Ugh.
you're conceding it back to me by voting in line.
Yeah, I'm planning on moving over to Blue Sky. I already have an account, but I just got to get on there, and I'm probably going to drop using Twitter soon. So probably follow me on Blue Sky. I'm Hannah Reloaded on Blue Sky. Because, yeah, Twitter's absolutely fucking insufferable. And honestly, I don't think most people use my Twitter notifications to get notifications anyway. Most of them use Discord. So, yeah, probably going to go to Blue Sky soon. Letting everyone know.
Line with the decision that I make for our family. So we currently live.
Here he is continuing that thought.
Really, it's more than just so the women don't feel like we're picking on them. One, we think we should repeal the 19th because we love God and because we love women.
I love you so much. I want you to have no power over your life. I want to control every aspect, everything you do. Your very breath is under my authority. Like, really? Fucking psychotic. To try and rebrand that as some kind of love is sick. And if you believe that, you're sick in the head and need so much therapy. Even public health care couldn't help you.
And but beyond that, it's more than just, and I know you'll agree with this, repealing the 19th. It's universal suffrage is not God's design. So there's a lot of men who shouldn't be voting either. There's right. Like you and I would both agree. You need to have you need to be head of household. That means there's people under you, a man who is under authority and in authority. You're representing someone, representative government. I think you need to have a stake in the country as it presently lies, but also a stake in the future. So there's, and that's why marriage is important, because it indicates childbearing and these kinds of things, future generations, a stake in the country, also in terms of ownership, land owning males. There's a whole lot of. It's not just women can't vote because they're too dumb to vote. That's not the position. That's not what either of us.
Not just that, he says. It is a little bit that, apparently.
Are articulating. We're saying no. Right. Leaders should vote, and God has given it to men to be leaders, and certain men have abdicated that leadership, and therefore they should not have the right to vote either.
Oh, he is just a terrible, terrible person. Ugh.
If you're following Satan, you're probably for abortion, and you're probably for Harris. In fact, they've also polled agnostics and atheists and found like 75 to 80% of agnostics and atheists are supporting Kamala Harris.
Based?
Which camp are you in? We discern the spirit of Satan inside of those agnostics and atheists and Satanists who are supporting abortion and the leftist candidate.
The leftist candidate, good God.
For you Christians out there that aren't engaging and you won't participate in politics, it's only a matter of time before you feel the pain and the ramifications of your choice to sit out, because this is something I really saw in the last cycle. It's something that a friend of mine, Steve Bannon, who runs the show War Room,
felon Steve Bannon,
used to be very influential in,
one of the orchestrators of Gamergate, Steve Bannon,
running Trump's, campaign and whatnot. He definitely highlighted it, and it wasn't him manufacturing it, but he would constantly play clips from the left and the mainstream media, attacking Christian nationals and our beliefs and our values and how we are the problem. And so
he's going to say here that, they're going to come after Christians. No, believe whatever you want. You can be a Christian. A majority of Americans identify as Christian. You just don't get to use your personal religious beliefs to harm others and try and instate laws that are counter to the Constitution and counter to people's freedoms, not only of religion, but from religion. Absolutely bonkers.
If you carry this, if you play this out, if you are a visionary of any type, you have to understand where this agenda on the left is going. You see it with the transgenderism. You see it, with border security. You see it in so many different areas. But
remember when Jesus said, "Fuck foreigners, build a wall"? Oh, that's countered to everything Jesus ever taught? Oh, my bad.
If you hold to a biblical worldview and you're unwilling to budge, it's only a matter of time before you become the enemy of this state. And if these people continue to stay in power, it's only a matter of time before you will be targeted.
Literally, just don't fucking try and tell other people that they can't be trans or gay because of your religious beliefs. That's it. Ben Kagami says, have you ever noticed how conservatives and leftists complain about social media and why it's bad? Cons frame it as getting fake positivity and affirmation and getting depressed from withdrawals, and leftists frame it as it makes us addicted to outrage and depressed, and makes you a worse person. I think this extends from cons literally thinking feeling too good about yourself is a bad thing because they're a culture of shame. I guess I haven't heard the thing from conservatives. I've never heard that as like a thing. I've heard them say it about things like, oh, Mr. Rogers, and sort of self-esteem in general. I don't know if I've heard them say it about the internet, though. I believe you. I've just never heard it, so I don't know.
2 months later, I took my boys to the Disney live-action movie Beauty and the Beast, which happened to just come out after President Trump's inauguration.
A tale as old as time is hitting theaters this weekend.
Disney's live-action version of Beauty and the Beast is now playing, and
during a scene of the movie, Belle is being taken through the castle, and they say, do not go into this section. And she says, where is that? They say, that is where the Beast lives, the West Wing. The Beast, who I saw clearly as an analogy of President Trump.
Why?
Lived in the West Wing, which represents the area in the White House where the
Oh, there's Silk. There's Silk sitting next to Trump in the White House. Remember Silk?
president does all of his business from. The Beauty and the Beast. America.
Oh, we're doing the Jacques Cousteau one? Are the Jacques Cousteau arms the fucking brown shirts? What's the comparison here?
The Beautiful.
Don't compare Trump to films in the Criterion Collection. I won't allow it.
A land of opportunity, of hope, people come to for a sense of vision of opportunity, something, the dream that's in their heart, something they love, something they cherish. America has always classically been America the Beautiful. And former President Trump has classically been called the Beast. There's
no one has called him the Beast.
A caricature of him as such, as a beast, as something that's...
as a piece of shit, yeah?
Revolting. There's stories written about him in publications as the Beast. But perhaps God in his sovereignty wants to change the perspective of a nation and of a president.
He's literally a rapist. What the fuck is your problem? Garot says the Lord has spoken.
The Gospel of Supply Side Jesus. Pontius Pilate summons our hero.
Bring me this king of the Jews that I might meet him. This supply side Jesus.
Supply side.
Oh, that music is copyrighted for sure.
Jesus arrives.
Oh, what's that from? Do 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 do. Home Alone?
So you...
yeah, that's Home Alone music.
Or the supply...
I can't play this because Home Alone music. Oh, this is creepy. Did you see this, this? I don't even know how to describe this. They dressed up a kid as Trump at this fucking church. There's a baby for some reason. That's uncomfortable.
In America, a country like ours that's really got some problems, but still has a lot of freedom and a lot of blessing by God's grace. In a country like ours, if you're poor, most often it's because you're lazy. Yep, it's because you're lazy. Now,
this is a person who's apparently never been denied educational opportunities or work opportunities. Guess he just doesn't think that you can try your best and try decently and still fail. Don't know why people deny this. Just life. But apparently a lot of people are in denial.
Now, that doesn't mean everybody's going to be a millionaire. But when I say poor, I mean if you're homeless, if you're on the street, it's probably because you either have some kind of psychotic, legitimate mental issue, or you're a drug addict, or you're lazy. That's pretty much comprises all the whole home.
I'm pretty sure most homeless people work. The statistic, I believe, is like 60% of homeless people are working, but don't have a home.
It's not people who are like, I'm working as hard as I can, 50 hours a week, and I have to live outside. Like, I don't know anybody like that in America. In America...
what a fucking idiot. So tired of privileged people talking about this shit like they have any idea what they're talking about. Here's Charlie Kirk getting mad about the concept of wives not voting the same as their husbands.
And she needs people to basically lie to their husbands, which they are promoting, by the way, which I find that entire advertising campaign so repulsive.
Why? How bizarre. Benekagami says, I follow a few conservative accounts. You hear them say what I did about the internet, mostly in the context of a woman having too high standards. You'll also hear it in parents' responses to their kids going no contact. It's part of the social contagion narrative, too. Ah, I see. The first thing sounds a little bit like I-word stuff. The second thing is just salty, abusive parents.
It is so disastrous. It is just like
I'll show it in a minute.
It is the embodiment of the downfall of the American family. I think
it's the downfall of the American family if my wife doesn't vote the same as me. Good fuck. Get over yourself, Charlie.
It's so gross.
Oh my god, is his head still growing, by the way? Ugh.
I think it's so just nauseating where this wife is wearing you'll show it, wearing the American hat. She's coming in with her sweet husband who probably works his tail off to make sure that she can go, and have a nice life and provides for the family.
Again, the narrative he has in his head of this ad is already so from a weird perspective of like, oh yeah, he's projected onto this fictional couple from a political ad that he works his ass off, and she's a lazy bitch who sits at home all day and doesn't do anything, and how dare she not be... Like, these are fictional characters. They do not have a life outside of the moments of the ad, and he's already projected an insane worldview about hard-working, blue-collar working man and their lazy fucking shrill wives. These people are mental! They're just making up fan fiction in their head to be mad about fictional political ad campaign characters.
And then she lies to him saying, oh yeah, I'm going to vote for Trump. And then she votes for Kamala Harris as her little secret in the voting booth. Kamala Harris and her team believe that there will be millions of women that undermine their husbands and do so in a way that it's not detectable in the polling.
Undermine their husbands. Imagine describing someone using their right to vote for whoever they want by secret ballot as undermining your husband. Holy shit, these people should be in fucking prison. Like, just the fact that they seem to have such derision for the rights of their fellow Americans is sickening. How are these people allowed in public life and not have people constantly call them out on what terrible, sick-in-the-head people they are?
Okay, this is this is really interesting to me. All right, I want you to see it. Do you see the first one? Do you see the angel? That was right outside. That's the angel that the Lord said follows me.
The cloud? The cloud is an angel following you?
That's what he said. Yeah, I don't know if that's too much for you to handle. I'm sorry. Did you show? There's two pictures I sent. I think there's another one. Look at that. You could see him. Yeah, he's a big one. And people have actually seen him. The Lord told it to me, and I felt really comforted after what happened. So, let's just continue to trust the Lord. Amen. Okay, this is
normal behavior. Ashley One Up says, Chud, become an angel, Chud.
No matter what, I think...
Oh, this is him again. This is Hank Kinanen.
I think no matter what, I think we're going to beat the cheat. I think this, and this is the last thing I want to say. I had an experience that happened to me. I don't often talk about him, Pastor Gene, but it happened in my second service. You can go out and look at it, those of you that are watching, where God came into our church. And this is
God came into your church?
What I know. There was a moment where I was caught up with the Lord. I felt alone, and I felt like I represented you that are watching.
Okay, if you're ever a member of a church and the church starts saying that God actually entered the church and communicated with your pastor directly, run away from that church. That church is a cult. That is a cult. That's not even really a church. That's a fucking cult.
You're like, God, what is going to happen? We're all alone. We've been fighting. We've been standing. We've been voting. And I looked up and I saw the Lord. Whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter. I know what I know. And he put his hand on me, representing you and all of us who were standing. And it's almost like he hushed me. He stilled me. And I felt all alone. I didn't know what to do. And he held me back. And he went and he said, now I've taken you and this nation this far. Now it's my turn. And I saw him walk before us, and I'm excited because I really believe that we're going to see victory, but it's not just in the victory alone. It's how we, the people, are going to transition.
And the third A is adultery, abandonment, abuse. And historically, the church has always rejected that as a justifiable case for divorce because it's not in the Bible. Now, that said, what the Bible does allow for immediately is separation. The Bible does not subject women and children to physical threats of harm, but you can protect the women and children by separation, and that separation can be for a very long time.
And in some cases, it can be indefinite if the man proves to continue to be a threat. There can be long-term or even indefinite separation, but the Bible doesn't allow for the justification of divorce. Not
Fucking asshole. Been seeing that guy more often. Terrible.
This Mrs. Harris, Mrs. Emhoff, who is running for president, right? Neither of her parents are from America, right? She was born in California, but they both were on student visas.
You know what that would make her? An American citizen.
Right? She doesn't have a connection to the history of this people. She's legitimately born. They were married, but right, if you think
legitimately born. Wow, that implication ain't great, mate. So if her parents weren't married, she would be,
the principle of what this is teaching.
Benikagami says, when my dad was more of a chud, he came home, put his high-end headphones on and listened to music, watched sports, and drank Coke and did nothing. My mom was chronically ill and was expected to do all the housework and child-rearing 3 kids for most of their marriage. It took 20 years of divorce and remarrying and group therapy, but my dad is much better now. Most of these hard-working men are just lazy assholes with a job. And Peopleward says, is anyone angry at the rise of the sort of petty fascists like HOAs and evangelical fascism for the proliferation of trunk-or-treat killing trick-or-treat? I genuinely think this is a symptom of 1930s German-flavored antisocial and conspiratorial behavior, like all these chuds are 4 days away from turning their neighbors into the authorities. I think there are a lot of people, especially in, like, white conservative suburbia, that are incredibly paranoid and have been fed propaganda that makes them believe that there's a bunch of human traffickers secretly stealing their neighbors. And, like, around every corner, you're gonna be human trafficked or child trafficked. Fucking bonkers. Moira Soma says, first thing I saw today was Trump simulating a BJ on stage at a rally. I thought the day would be insane, but after seeing that first thing made the rest of the day quite sane. I was surprised. Oh, good. I do have that clip pulled up for us to watch at some point.
She is not connected to the past of this country whatsoever.
What the fuck are you talking about? She lives here. She's a citizen. She's went to law school. She's very aware of the history and laws of the United States. Like, what are you talking about? There isn't some blood magic that means if your parents were U.S. citizens, you have some sort of magical connection to the country. She probably knows vastly more than the vast majority of Americans who have, like, parents who've been here since the fucking Mayflower. I'm sure she knows better about America's history and, like, laws because she's gone to school for it? What is wrong with you people?
It's a foreign past to her, right? She doesn't...
She's an American. No, it's not.
She doesn't have ancestors that fought in the Civil War or ancestors who fought in the Revolutionary War. Rod, yesterday is talking about, I was envious of him, actually, about all of his ancestors from Jamestown and things like that.
That's fucking weird. If you have a sense of pride that your family was very specifically just like an original settler, it's cool to find that interesting and to be into it and have a personal, like, oh, that's interesting. But if you're trying to put yourself above other people or act like some other people aren't worthy because they don't have that, you're fucked in the head. You are fucked in the head. Like, what are you doing with your life that you feel the need to fulfill some sense of worth, not from what you are doing or who you are, but some ancestor? What are you doing?
It's like that. I'm like, man, he's way more American than me.
Way more American than me. No, he's not. That's the problem. What is wrong with you to see this shit like this? He's more American. You're equally American. You and him and Kamala are equally American.
But
Moira Soma says, most of Americans don't have such relatives. It's just a numbers game.
Right? She makes me look like I was on, like I'm a Mayflower descendant, right? And all of you too, right? It's insane, really, that this person who is without a future, and without much of a past, at least here, is attaining the highest office in the land, is being installed as the president of the United
These people
States.
suck. They suck so much. Moira Soma says, oh, sorry, I read that again. For-profit media is the enemy. Thanks for following.
I'm hearing the Spirit of God speak to me. He's talking real loud in my ear. I'm serious. I hear you, God. In the same way,
I think the best proof that God isn't real is that douchebags like this don't get struck by lightning constantly. Because I'm pretty sure if they did, this guy and Joel Olstein every Sunday would be getting burnt to a crisp.
is going to come down with what ultimately is going to save this nation. Not putting your check mark next to those who want, at their conventions, kill more babies, like Waltz and Harris. That same Zera spirit. It will ultimately come down to how we side with God in the womb, over the matters of the womb that caused breakthrough to come and protect and fulfill the plan of God. You know what's going to protect and fulfill the plan of God, all the prophecies? Is if we go to the voting booth and we have the spirit of Pharez. Get back here, you foul loonies. Get back here. You're not going to have your way. And we vote right. Amen.
We literally just saw a clip of him pointing at a cloud and saying it's an angel God has follow him, and he's calling other people loony.
And we fight and stand for the life of the little ones in the womb. May God arise as the Lord of the breakthrough over this country in the coming days and our scheduled election and thereafter.
Yes.
We seal it, we call it forth. Lord of the breakthrough, come now in Yeshua's name. Give
Amen.
God a big shout.
Amen.
People Lord says, Chuds. Foreigners are poisoning the blood of the nation. Also, Chuds, I only trust Rupert Murdoch news. Elon is based. I'm voting for Ted Raphael Canada Cruz. Putin is a real leader. Israel's the most important nation of all time. Christopher B says, Super Chat sub idea between now and election. When you stream in someone's supers, you bless the dem of their choice with winning their election. Sure, I don't know why people would want to give me money for that, since magic isn't real, but if they want to. Dillis Filler says, give God a big shout has the same energy as thanks for the raid, God. Mods, can we get a shout out for God? Make sure you follow God here on Twitch.
And I'm telling you, Kamala Harris, her new name, and if Trump had thought of it, he'd be saying it, is Caligula.
Trump would have to know who Caligula was to make that joke, so there's no possible way he would make that joke.
Caligula Harris. She will prove to be...
Also, Caligula, the Ultimate Cut came out recently from Umbrella. I think it's out of stock already. It went very quickly.
If she's given power, one of the most tyrannical and unsympathetic and cruel forces of abuse of power that you've ever seen, which is why I labeled her in that Jezebelian way that seems to be driving the media crazy. And I'm telling you...
What is he even talking about? What abuse of power is he even claiming? Bravo Needs Bacon with 74 bits says, 1. Tax the churches. 2. They're looking for any excuse to disqualify, delegitimize the vice president. 3. Tax the damn churches. Oh yeah. The amount that churches have gotten into political organizing is disgusting. Not supposed to be a thing. Okay, here's Trump miming sucking cock. His form is terrible. Look at that. There's no way Putin's pleased with that technique. Benekagami says, the fact that according to the Bible, every time they spit on the sick, the unhoused, the poor, and the immigrants, prisoners, and ostracized, every one of them are also doing that to Jesus himself, makes it so sick the way these assholes act. Seriously, if heaven was real, Jesus would shout, I do not know you, you are goats, and my kingdom is for the sheep. I'm just gonna sit on this for a while. So he's real bad at that. Let's see what else. Juggle? Okay, I guess. Hey, you know who I hate? Elon Musk. Oh shit, Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 20 tier 1 subs to the community. Thank you for your generosity. In order to celebrate that generosity, let's hurt me by making me listen to Elon Musk talk about Donald Trump.
For the greatest capitalist in the history of the United States of America!
Vomit.
Elon Musk!
Scheffler, thanks for 100 bits.
All right.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark, gothic MAGA. Well, the energy in this room is incredible. What a great group of people.
All right, I've only got one question for you, and then I'm getting out of here because this is your stage. But we set up Doge.
Yes.
How much do you think we can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Yes.
$2 trillion.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're being taxed. You're being taxed. All government spending is taxation. So whether it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation.
What is he talking about? Gothgeek Gaming says, as a goth, we don't claim him.
Money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that. We're going to get the government off your back and out of your pocketbook.
He's gonna destroy the fucking economy if he gets anywhere near the goddamn cabinet. Vote. Vote, vote, vote. All of the worst people in the fucking country are this close away from power. I am begging all of you to go and vote. I am begging you on my hands and knees.
And
Peeplord with 40 bits says, Elon, I can't play this. That's from Grandma's Boy. That's copyrighted. I know exactly what you're referencing, though. And yeah, Elon is a little bit like the guy from Grandma's Boy.
Not just going to be great. America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
Have I seen this awful Halloween parade float from Pennsylvania? Is this the one with the chains? It is!
It's a hot political season. What, you know.
This is sick shit. Watch this.
Probably not something I'd want in a children's parade.
In this video sent to Channel 11 by a viewer, you can see the float that appeared during the Mount Pleasant Halloween parade. You could see people dressed up as Secret Service surrounding a golf cart style vehicle. Riding in the cart is a person wearing a mask of former President Donald Trump. On the top of the vehicle is a fake sniper.
The worst part of it was the fact that there was either a rope or a chain that was attached to the back of the vehicle, and there was a woman who was to resemble Kamala Harris in handcuffs and chained to the back of that vehicle as though they were dragging her.
This is not a good look. This is simulating a lynching down Main Street in Mount Pleasant.
That's
Yep. He with the Q says, I'd say he was promising to make the trains run on time, but we all know how he feels about trains. And H-Beard says, Department of Government Efficiency is Doge. He wants to meme government agency. He needs professional help. And to stop using ketamine.
Josh Huff. He was at the parade with his wife and said he was immediately stunned seeing that float.
It was dark. It was like, this has been escalated, way beyond what it should be. Somebody in power had to say, hey, yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
How did this get approved? How did this make it through approval to get in the line to be in the parade and then continue on through the whole parade route?
And that is a legitimate question, and I cannot answer that totally.
The mayor tells me she's meeting with the borough manager and council president and might get the solicitor involved.
After it's already done, I'm not sure that there's much we can do except for going forward.
I reached out to Bill Bretz, the Westmoreland County Republican Committee chair. He sent me a statement saying in part, quote, we certainly don't condone the simulation of political imprisonment or violence in any context, no matter the party affiliation of those involved.
They only care about the actual political violence they want to do.
This needs to stop. In this country, this needs to stop.
Thanks for watching.
That's sick. That's fucked up.
Now, you guys are awesome. Honestly.
I'm so glad Elon isn't allowed to run for president.
It's just like...
I just want to put that out there because he would have already run. I think if he was allowed to run. It wouldn't even surprise me if, especially because of this, Elon is an absolute slut for affection and attention. Look at him. He revels in this sort of attention, just like Trump does. It would not surprise me if he tries to sue the United States so he can try and run in 2028. I'm not saying he'll succeed. I don't think he will. The Constitution's pretty clear about who's allowed to run for president. But I think he finds this shit intoxicating. He got it from his sycophants for a long time, but I think he's pissed off enough people that he basically needs to go the political route to continue to get these condensed shots of, attention. So yeah, pretty glad he can't run for president legally, because he'd probably run, and unfortunately, given the American voting population, he would probably win. Enough idiots who'd be like, I think the government should be run like a business, because I don't understand how either functions. Those kind of people would vote for him. Poilu333, thanks for 39 months. Why would he not be allowed? Wasn't born in the United States.
Yeah.
You have to be an American citizen, a natural-born American citizen. He is a naturalized American citizen. So you can either be born in the United States or born to at least one American citizen parent abroad. Or domestically, of course. But domestically, you get it either way.
I mean, this is the kind of positive energy that America is all about.
Overthought with 100 bits says, honestly, the Dutch don't get enough credit for how they screwed up the world, sent their religious zealots here, which has led to puritanical ideas, and then got after South Africa and this. It's almost like colonialism was a shit show for everyone.
Yeah. USA! 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 Yes!
He acts like such a... I hate to say it, he just acts like a dipshit? Does that make sense? I don't know how else to describe him. He acts like a dipshit. He acts like an idiot. Yeah, man, USA! USA! Ashley One Up with 50 bits says, read on Google News that Elon might have lied on his immigration paperwork. If true, he might be deported. Investigation is ongoing. No, he won't be. You know why? He's rich. So no, he won't be. Benikagami says, you also have to be born on American soil or an American military base. No, you can just have parents that are American citizens. You can be born abroad with American citizen parents and still be considered a natural American citizen. He shouts "Pog" to a crowd of boomers. Kill me.
Now, I have something I want to ask you to do, though, because obviously we're somewhat preaching to the converted in this stadium, but there's a lot of people out there who need to vote for President Trump. Okay, so this is a real battle. This is a real election battle. So you need to get friends and family to vote. Make sure they vote early. This is important. We're going to be putting up a scorecard, okay? An early vote scorecard, state by state, county by county. What is the scorecard? Vote early. Vote now. Yeah. Make the margin of victory so big that you know what can happen.
It doesn't even make sense. I don't even understand the logic there. They're so hard trying to roll back the fraud narrative because obviously they realized it disincentivizes their people to vote. So they have to say, oh, outvote the rig. Like, that's not how anything works. If it was rigged, it would just be rigged. It would just be done. No amount of voting would change it. That doesn't make any sense. It's a tacit admission that they know that it wasn't fraudulent in 2020, but they can't just say it. Oh God, I hate him.
Massive, overwhelming.
He either needs to stop doing ketamine or doing way, way, way more ketamine over a very short period of time.
Sweep of every swing state, and even some of the states that people don't think are swing states. Massive, crushing victory. Get everyone, friends, family, people on the street. Put the signs up, put the hat on. Let's go.
Thanks for the 20 stream streak, Profane Priestess.
And with that, it is my honor to introduce the First Lady, Melania Trump.
Wonder how much they paid Melania to show up. Because she's been kind of MI. God, part of me wants... There's the comedian, the quote-unquote comedian. It's so bad. We got Dr. Phil, we got fucking Vance Ramaswamy, Tucker Carlson. It's all bad. It's all bad. Ugh. How about Hulk Hogan? That'll just be fun to make fun of, right? I think you should lose the rights to play that song, because that song explicitly says fight for the rights of every man in America. And voting for Trump ain't that, so I don't think you should get to use that song anymore. Look at him! H. Baird says, you don't understand, Hannah. The, quote, margin of fraud idea goes back to the Tea Party era. In conservative circles, it's just a matter of faith that Democrats do a certain amount of ballot fraud, but if the margins are big enough, they can still win. It's just copium for them not being as numerous as they assume they must be. Well, that's pathetic on their part. That's incredibly pathetic.
Well, let me tell you something, Trumpomaniacs!
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Let me read these messages first. Robin Williams knew what shit Trump was.
And Thanksgiving.
I can't play this. This is copyrighted. I'm sorry. I can't play this either. If it's a clip of basically anything like that, I probably can't play it. Grayline says there are exceptions for citizenship for diplomatic missions. If someone on a diplomatic mission gives birth to a child on U.S. soil, the child is not a citizen. Makes sense.
Well, let me tell you something, Trumpomaniacs.
Really pulling out the hits from 40 years ago.
Welcome to the house that...
Remember when MAGA people are like, oh, does Taylor Swift's opinion matter? Stop listening to celebrities. First of all, you're voting for Donald Trump, who you most likely know mostly as a character from a reality TV show. Secondly, whenever you do get D-list celebrities from almost half a century ago, you suck their cocks and balls. You just love it. They fucking love when celebrities turn out to be chuds. So it's so funny when they pretend to be mad about celebrities, like endorsing Democrats, because they do the same thing. They just have way more pathetic celebrities.
Hulkamania built.
Yeah, we're gonna get him and Kevin Sorbo. Real hot commodities.
You know something? Usually when I'm in Madison Square Garden, I'm body slamming giants. I'm winning world heavyweight titles, and I'm cracking people over the heads with steel chairs. And the energy in Madison Square Garden...
Are Trump people aware that wrestling isn't real? Like, they know Hulk Hogan didn't actually win wrestling matches, right? Like, he's a character that was written by WWE. They know he's basically a fictional character, right? I just had the thought, do they think he's actually like a like, don't get me wrong, there's athleticism in wrestling. I'm not trying to denigrate people that do professional wrestling. It takes a toll on your body. It is rough. It's a performance, you know? It's just not an athletic competition. It's an athletic performance. But, like, do Republicans know that? Do they know that wrestling's fake? Not sure.
Garden is off the Richter scale. But today, Trumpomaniacs, the energy in here is something like I've never felt. The energy of all these Trumpomaniacs is the most powerful force in the universe. And today...
Miskatonic alumnus, thanks for following. And Captain Rachel, what would you like me to wear for the hats off? Cat ears? Okay.
This is Donald Trump's house, brother. You know something, Trump maniacs? I don't see no stinking Nazis in here.
Probably the sunglasses. Probably take them off since you're inside. Also, I'm wearing two kinds of fake ears, which is a little confusing, but that's fine. That's fine.
I don't see no stinking domestic terrorists in here. The only thing I see in here are a bunch of hard-working men and women that are real Americans, brother.
Paradona with 100 bits says, if only Randy Savage could rise from the grave and give him a real fight. I'm glad Rocky beat this guy up.
You know, when I hear my president and our president, Donald Trump, speak, he sounds for real, brother.
And he knows what it likes to be sounding for real. He's a professional wrestler. Ben Kagami says, I'm not surprised Hogan has been allowed to keep using his entrance music. Giving the predilections of the WWE, they are supporting Trump without officially doing so. I mean, Vance's wife is head of Trump's transition team. The Rock, who's now an executive in WWE, straight up called his endorsement of Biden in 2020 a mistake. Oh, yikes. My dislike of The Rock has once again been vindicated. The Rock sucks, and I don't understand how he's gotten famous. He's not charismatic. H-Baird says, him saying Trump-a-maniac over and over makes me think of this. Yes, I'm old. Wait, hold on. There we go. Zach?
I know a boy, his name is Zach. He loves to fit, he loves to stack. Yes, construction is his knack. He's Zach, the Lego maniac. He builds in the windows off the wall. He builds them big, he builds them small. In Lego land, he'll rock and roll. He's Lego wild out of control. Zach, he's a Lego maniac.
He was later usurped by Jack the Lego maniac.
Sounds like he has a heart of gold that's all for the USA. But when I hear Kamala speak,
incorrect pronunciation.
It sounds like a script from Hollywood with a
She says words that are polysyllabic that I don't understand.
really, really bad actress.
Wow. Another implication of dick sucking. This is a classy rally.
You know, Kamala is
Consonant Jaybird, thanks so much for 10 tier 1 subs. That's an incredible gift. Thank you.
responsible for the border crisis, and Kamala is also responsible for inflation.
She's responsible for global inflation. Wow, she's the most powerful vice president of all time. Paradona, thanks for 100 bits.
And then you know something? She acts like she's the victim. And then all of a sudden, she flips, she flops, she spins and turns it around and acts like she's gonna be the damn hero. But we all know Trump is...
Like, he's literally giving, like, an 80s style WWE press conference, basically. How is anyone not embarrassed by this? Like, this is your fucking pitch to voters? Oh.
The only man.
Rob P with a $25 super chat says, thanks for the great entertainment. Oh, thanks for watching, and thanks for the donation. I appreciate it.
That can fix this country today.
Steve with a Q with 100 bits kicks off a hype train.
Hey. And with Trump as our commander-in-chief.
I don't know about that, Megabyte. I'm gonna stay optimistic.
Peace through strength.
94% to level 3 on the hype train.
We'll fix all the problems in the Middle East.
Yeah, more military intervention in the Middle East is always a good idea, clearly.
You know, I've been coming to this building month after month after month, and I've seen sold-out crowds over and over again for over 40 years. And for 40 years, I've always asked the question, what you gonna do? Over and over and over again, what you gonna do? Well, today, after feeling the energy in this building, I finally got the answer. And the answer is, vote for Trump. So now, I got a couple questions for you. What you gonna do about the border invasion?
Isn't it crazy how that only becomes an issue in election years? There's always a caravan, and it's always the election year.
What you gonna do about inflation? What you gonna do about keeping America safe, brother? And what you gonna do about putting God in our homes, in our country, and our schools?
No one's taken away your ability to have your religious beliefs expressed in your homes. What are you talking about? That's entirely a you issue. In terms of schools, not in public schools. What are you talking about? Moira Soma, thanks for gifting a sub to Johnny's app.
So I guess we're all on the same page. So I got one final question for you. What you gonna do, and who's gonna make America great again? God bless Donald Trump. He's our next president.
Yelling and catchphrases! Over level 3 of the hype train, thank you. And then his song just plays again. Oh, this is just something that happened recently. It's not necessarily election related, but Tucker Carlson said he was attacked by a demon. Because again, he knows his audience are gullible, I guess. Ashley One Up with 50 bits says, and what are you gonna do with all that junk inside that trunk?
I think the presence of evil is kickstarting people to wonder about the good.
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you?
Oh yeah, I had a direct experience with it.
In the milieu of journalism or just?
Nope, in my bed at night, and I got attacked while I was asleep with my wife and 4 dogs in the bed and mauled.
Tara with 50 bits says, I voted early in Michigan today. I was one of the only black folks in line since I had to vote out in Livonia, but the Kamala support was strong. I have a good feeling about this, y'all. Here's hoping. Everyone vote. Everyone vote, vote, vote.
Physically mauled.
In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon.
Or by Jaybird, thanks for 50 bits.
Something unseen that left.
Is that right?
Claw marks on my sides, on my...
So it left physical marks?
Oh, they're still there. Yeah. Year and a half.
Lady Ann says maybe it was the dogs. If it did happen at all, it was the dogs, but I just think this is a complete manufactured thing. I don't think anything even close to this happened. Like, Tucker Carlson is a cynical liar. He is not above just making shit up. I don't think this is a he's confused situation, or like he had a sleep paralysis dream, which a lot of the times is the explanation for so-called supernatural experiences. No, this one, I'm gonna do a Hanlon's razor. It's Tucker Carlson. He's a known liar. He literally lost Fox News like $1 billion through his lies. He's a liar. He's lying. He's lying to people blatantly. It just didn't happen at all. Jitara says he's literally making that face kids make when they're lying about a story.
Half ago.
Was your wife terrified? I know you were.
I wasn't. I was totally confused. I woke up and I couldn't breathe and I thought I was going to suffocate, and I walked around outside, and then I walked in and my wife and dogs had not woken up, and they're very light sleepers. And then I had these terrible pains on my rib cage and on my shoulder, and I was just in my boxer shorts, and I went and flipped on the light in the bathroom, and I had 4 claw marks on either side underneath my arms.
I didn't take any photos of any of this, because why? Who would ask for evidence?
And on my
minute left on the hype train.
Left shoulder, and they're bleeding.
Wait, they were bleeding?
They're bleeding, yeah. No, they're actual claw marks. And I sleep on my side, so I wasn't clawing myself. I don't have long nails. And they
Benekagami says, to prove your point about cons and celebrities, that black guy on the 5 in that clip I shared earlier is a former WWE wrestler whose nickname was the Flunkosaurus. I'm a recovering WWE fan. Can't you tell?
They didn't fit my hands anyway, but yeah.
30 seconds on the hype.
So I'm not from a world where things like that happen. I never heard of anything like that happening before. I had no idea what that was. I knew it was spiritual.
Oh shit, Nemesaur, thanks for gifting another 10 tier 1 subs. You did gift subs earlier, so I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Lee?
You did? Okay, that was gonna be my question.
Yeah. I don't understand to this day. I'm not gonna put it
You didn't try to refute the spiritual part in your own mind. You went right into the
Well, it didn't make any sense, and it doesn't now.
Now, I'm not supernatural, but I got some scratches on me in the middle of the night, and I immediately knew it was a demon. 8% to level 6 on the hype train. Thanks again, Nemesaur, for those 10 gift subs. M. Scheffler says, I'm doing my part.
But I'm not from a, what do they call it, faith tradition that talks about things like that or even acknowledges their existence. Like, there's nothing like that. I've never heard anybody say anything like that in my whole life.
What was the next day like?
Well, the next morning I woke up and I thought that was the weirdest dream I've ever had. And then I saw blood on my sheets and I realized that was not a dream at all. So I called my assistant, who was like the only evangelical Christian I know, well enough to call with something bizarre like that, totally bizarre like that. And she said, oh yeah, no, that happens. Yeah, people are attacked in their bed by demons. What? What are you even talking about? Yeah.
The amount of people walking around believing in literal ghosts and demons and magic is horrifying. That's the real horror, is the number of people who walk around every day and just function in society like you or me, but they have a worldview that's just nonsense.
So, I'm not leaving anything out, and I'm not pretending to understand that. I can only say what happened to me, and that did happen to me. And then I was seized with this very intense desire to read the Bible, which I then started without any study aids or anything. I bought a Bible that didn't have any. I'm not interested in editorializing in the Bible. I just want to read it and see what's in there myself. I have very low levels of trust for Christian pastors, most of whom, you know, I'm just not a fan at all. And sorry to say that, but that's how I feel. And so I don't want to hear other people's opinions. I just want to see what's in there. And so I spent a year and a half reading it, and then I started rereading it. And it was just a transformative experience for me, but I'm not, you know, holding myself out as someone from whom you could get theological advice, because I'm
Sure,
not.
of course.
I mean, I don't know. I don't understand any of it. But yeah, that happened.
God
to me.
allowed
the
demon?
I have no idea what happened. All I know is I was dead asleep with my wife and dogs, and I woke up with claw marks on my rib cage underneath my arms, and it didn't even make sense. My arms would, anyway, whatever. No one has to believe me. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
But that happened to me, and so I just was like, wow, that's real. Whatever that is, I'm even not sure what it is.
It's
but
very real. And so then that presence of that evil launches something.
I just can't believe that people fall for this crap. Frustrating.
Absolutely wild time.
Oh god, we probably need to watch the terrible self-claimed comedian who said the really offensive shit about Puerto Rico.
Comedian, roaster, and host of the Kill Tony podcast, Tony Hinchcliffe.
And how we feeling, huh? Wow, isn't this special? 17 years ago, I was sleeping in my car behind the Comedy Store in LA, and I'm proud to say this is my 4th time performing at Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the damn world.
Too bad you couldn't get a better audience, huh? H-Baird says, assuming Trump loses, what are the odds on him fleeing the country before his sentencing on the 26th? 0.
The
0. Just don't think it's gonna happen.
American dream alive and well right here. This is very different than where I'm used to performing, though.
The night before he tested this joke at a stand-up event and it performed predictably poorly. Yeah, it's not even funny. And, like, I'm a person who's told, like, pretty offensive jokes in my history of YouTube. But, like, his jokes that are offensive aren't even funny? Like, there's not a joke there, it's just an insult? I don't know.
I'm used to nighttime with people drinking, not so many babies in the crowd, and people that are obviously only here for Lee Greenwood tonight. Normally, I don't make my political beliefs a known thing. It's divisive for a comedian to do that, but just know I sleep well at night knowing who I'm voting for. Yeah.
Thank you for that hype train, everyone. Very generous of you. Thank you.
Yeah, when I lay down and my head hits my pillow, it is a fantastic pillow, by the way. I was staying at the Four Seasons up by Central Park one night, and I laid my head down, and it felt so good, and I thought to myself, what an amazing pillow. I have a little bit of money now. I could buy a good pillow. And I took the pillowcase off, and there it was. My pillow, my pillow, my pillow. And damn it, I bought 4 of them.
Is this a joke, or did he get paid by Mike to shill my pillow? Like, this isn't even, I mean, maybe this is a setup. There'll probably be a punchline, but, like, so far the setup is just him saying how great Mike Pillow's pillows are? Okay.
If you use the promo code KILLTONY, you can also buy 4 My Pillows. There's serious stuff.
Okay, so is it a joke about how all conservative media inevitably has ads for My Pillow? Because at least that is a joke. I kind of get that joke. Definitely true.
Happening, people.
Jaden says, the thing is, the jokes Tony says here are all the most basic jokes imaginable. It's not creative or interesting. It's all most bare bones racism to ever be spewed from the mouth of an extremely mediocre comedian, yeah.
I live in the great state of Texas now. 18 years in Ohio, 20 years in California, and I got to see California turn to absolute horrendous thing. And
this is so funny. I remember in the early 2000s, Republicans saying California was still California and it was a trash heap. And now that it's 20 years later, they're going, 20 years ago it was okay, but it's been destroyed over the last 20 years. It's an ever-shifting goalpost of California's always trash, but 20 years ago it was okay. But it's always 20 years ago, no matter when in the timeline you are. Benikagami says, I love that he has sent MAGA into a tailspin. The Trump campaign vetted this set. They cut his joke about Kamala being a C-word, so just remember, they approved all of this. Also notice how the only groups that they never joke about is white people, men, Christians, or MAGA. Well, obviously not. That would be too divisive. H-Baird with a link. That's the joke.
That's the joke. Traveling the world, I got to see San Francisco turn into one of the most demented cities, one of the greatest downfalls I've ever seen, and that is where the other candidate worked for 2 decades, and it's absolutely wild to see. And in Texas, stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this.
You get it? Republicans don't like immigrants. You get it?
It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies, too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country.
So that's the big one. That's one of the ones that got a lot of press, along with the Puerto Rico comment that's coming up. It's just such a bad joke, and the delivery is bad too. The offensiveness is obviously on the face of it. It has like shades of like replacement theory and stuff like that. But even beyond the political implications, it's just a bad delivery. If you ever have a comedian that does this thing where they kind of say the punchline like this, don't do this as a comedian. It's usually not worth it. There's almost no joke that is improved by you giving a weird, muggy voice to it like this.
They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country.
Just like they did to our country. This is how you know I'm telling a punchline that's even I recognize is a little over the line, but if I say it in a funny voice, maybe you'll be okay with it. Like, not great. Trying to spice up the joke. It's not good. Not worth spicing up.
Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. Free speech.
Jaden says, another thing, the reason this is negatively affecting the campaign is because it's not, quote, polite racism. There's no denial when you call Puerto Rico a trash heap or say that black people carve watermelon instead of pumpkins. Everyone knows what he means and that it's disgusting. When Trump calls other nations shitholes, people can deny he means the people, but they can't deny it with Tony and his affiliation with the Trump campaign. I hope you're right.
Speech is under attack, people. I host a show, and each week I get updates what words we're allowed to use and not use anymore. It's happening right now the past few years. It's a real thing. And,
man, can you imagine being considerate of other people in how you tell jokes? That'd be crazy.
You know, used to...
I say this as someone who, like, broadly does a daily show for, like, 3 hours a day when I stream. That's supposed to at least occasionally be funny. Believe it or not, you can actually be entertaining without just using old material from 20 years ago about how you think foreigners are weird and gay people are weird.
To be able to tell people to Google stuff. My mom's a boomer in the state of Ohio, and there's no convincing her of anything. She's eating the cats. She's eating the dogs. They're eating the pets up there. It is absolutely...
Is that even a joke? Like, what's the joke? He repeated something Trump said because she won't Google a thing. He says she's eating the cats, which is a derisive remark Trump made about immigrants. Like, that's not even a joke. It's a reference. Helvetica Sycamore says, as a Puerto Rican from New York City, these fascists can double fuck off, so New York accent. Get the fuck out of my city! We get enough rats in the subway!
Wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay.
Hi, good to see you. Love you.
Hey, we're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup. There's some people here. All right, very good. I like it. I have other...
Do Republicans not know that Puerto Ricans are, like, citizens? Like, I genuinely, do they think Puerto Rico is, like, a foreign country? Because I'm starting to get the vibe that a lot of Republicans maybe think that Puerto Rico's a foreign country. Chitara says, when he was talking about free speech, I was like, what words, sir? Which ones? Which specific words you're not allowed to say? Are the words in the stadium with us right now? Say the words on stage then, right now, coward. Protect your free speech. Surely the words can't be that bad if you're gonna complain.
Other policies that I think should be implemented as well. Like me personally, I think football should be all year round. Yeah. So many great athletes. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Travis Kelce might be the next O.J. Simpson. Feels good in here. The other side's got a lot of crazy endorsements. Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more like a P. Diddy party. Oh, okay.
Donald Trump was friends with P. Diddy. Are we doing this? They did this with, Epstein as well, where they'd make jokes about celebrities while ignoring that Trump knew these people and went to parties with them?
Okay, that's what you guys want.
Steve with a Q with 50 bits says, if you told me this guy was doing a parody of a conservative comedian, I'd almost believe it, and he'd still be bad. If you do want to see a parody of, like, a conservative, anti-woke comedian, Tim Heidecker has a pretty good one. I think the special is called, like, An Evening with Tim Heidecker. It's pretty good, if you want that sort of thing. Astrofox says, shared some screenshots of a conservative not understanding Puerto Ricans are Americans. Let me take a look at the Discord and the live stream chat where you posted it. And pull it up. Link. Here's one. Bad Bunny has endorsed Kamala Harris. And someone says, Poppy says, he's not even American. Of course, the note says Puerto Ricans are American citizens. Which they are. If any Republicans need to hear that, they are. Republicans don't watch my show. What am I? So of course there's that. And someone says, community noting a comment is so fucking weird. Oh my god, y'all are obsessed with me. Correction, we are not obsessed with you. We are just preventing the spread of misinformation. Learn more about community notes here. My original comment is correct. He's not American. He's Puerto Rican. Once again, Puerto Ricans are American citizens. Wow, it keeps going. If you can't beat them, join them! And I assume it's her trying to do community notes. As per their own official guidelines, community notes cannot be used to manipulate those applied to one's own post. They're only shown when a high amount of contributors with diverse views, knowledge, etc. agree the note is helpful. Going private soon to avoid community notes. Follow me quickly or else you'll be locked out. Going private does not permit community notes. I think there's one more page. I am now in contact with my lawyers. Weaponizing community notes to engage in targeted harassment is not okay. Everyone who has noted me is going to see me in court. Disgusting harassment as added context is not okay. Using community notes is a violation of my free speech. Is this satire? Because it's so on the nose. Jesus. All bad. Just all. Benikagami says, I think a lot of the reason he got the pushback it didn't come from Trump and the usual suspects. People have gotten numb to Trump's offensive behavior to the point where they dismiss it as, that's just Trump, similar to the way they do with a lot of political violence. But this guy saying it got past the cognitive dissonance and helped everyone realize, oh, that was really fucked up. I don't disagree. I think people have gotten weirdly just okay with Trump doing really fucked up shit. Peeplord says, the thing that pisses me off the most about the Puerto Rico outrage is the number of Republican Puerto Ricans that are suddenly mad and might not vote for Trump. The amount of people, all groups that have read this is infuriating. And then, yeah, it's the first they came poem. Some people are just incredibly selfish and don't understand something until it affects them. That's not good. That's shitty. And frankly, I think that makes you a shitty person if you're like that. But I'll take it. A win would be a win. Fewer votes for Trump is fewer votes for Trump, even if it comes from people who are being shitty and selfish. Whatever. Nelson JD, thanks for following.
All right. Heck yeah. It's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. You guys are... This is a groany little morning crowd, huh? It's tough to follow this audition for the next Commissioner Gordon's over here.
Is that a 60s Batman joke? Like, I know Commissioner Gordon's a relative... Well, what's the joke? Is it a mustache thing? Or is he saying they're goody two-shoes like Commissioner Gordon from the 60s Batman series? For not laughing at his jokes. Trying to figure it out.
It is, though. It's crazy times we're living in. I mean, all these pointless wars. It is unbelievable what's happening right now. It is incredible.
Maybe you should tell Putin, who started the war in Ukraine. That'd be great.
Ukraine versus Russia, Israel, it's like bad soccer games. Who even cares? What are we doing? Why is our money involved in these wars?
Because the United States decided to be the global hegemon. So, that's a pretty good reason.
When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time. But you also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Wow. I don't think I'd heard that part of this set. Holy shit, he's just hitting every group that isn't like the key demo of like straight white guys, huh? Holy fuck.
All right, we're having fun now. We're cooking. Hillary Clinton said that this is a Nazi rally here today.
You think you're helping that perception, sir? Think you're helping?
Can you believe that? For the most anti-war president of my entire lifetime, and she calls him Hitler. Let me remind you, Hillary, it was your husband who shot innocent people, or as he called them, interns. Yeah, Hillary, I bet you did not see that one coming. By the way, if I commit suicide in 3 weeks, I didn't. I mean, it's just obvious to me who the right candidate is. There's a guy out here dodging bullets. It is unbelievable, right? He took it right in the ear. Unbelievable. I thought about this. I don't know if you have. Coolest place to get shot. Like if you're gonna get shot anywhere on your body, that's where you want it. Right there. Technically, he got shot in the head, depending on if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Right? If you're a Democrat, his ear was grazed.
Is it a 90s gay voice in 2024?
If you're a Republican, he survived a headshot. It is. It's the best place to get shot. It's the only part of the human body will drive a piercing through like a little girl's ear for no reason. Right? There's just no, it heals fast. Nobody cares. It's the best place to get shot. He went down, saw blood on his hands. I'd imagine he thought right then, I think I just won this shit.
MH Dark Beast with 53 months says, hey Hannah, 53 months of worship. Sent you a pic on Discord to share. Oh boy. Is it in the live stream chat? No. Message. Finally got them to pay for a ramp. Oh, nice. Heck yeah. Well, fuck yeah. On your nice new ramp. Kick ass. Chitara says, look at these people behind him. They look so uninterested. They were also looking at each other like, what the fuck, when he was making the race jokes? Yeah.
Stands up and says the most American words I've ever heard in my life. No, 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 no. Before that, there was one more. Let me get my shoes. Fearless. Perhaps still with an active shooter. He's talking like a guy that just had the best one-night stand of his life. Right? Like, where's my shoes at? I gotta get the hell out of here. Let me get my shoes. And then the fight. What he did was so cool that Biden got COVID. Oh yeah. Go back, look at the timeline of everything again. 3 days after that. That means that Biden, he didn't get that from hanging out with sick people. He was in a sterile room in the White House, watching blood running down Trump's face as he pumps his fist. Biden's like, oh, fuck.
Moira Soma says, until I became disabled myself, I didn't understand just how hard people with disabilities can struggle with access to basic stuff like sidewalks. But of course, I still had a lot of empathy before. My shrink has called me over-empathetic in that I can put myself into the shoes of most people, but I cannot understand people without empathy. My ability ends there. It's really hard to be empathetic towards Republicans because they don't give it to others. I would agree.
Oh, God, no. It's true. Trump survived an assassination attempt and Biden got COVID. We vote next week. God voted 3 months ago. Another great Austin, Texas resident, Elon Musk, will be speaking here later today. Unbelievable. Genius. You guys saw him shoot that rocket into outer space?
For the millionth time, he did not do that himself. He paid people to do it.
Largest
so tired.
Aircraft ever. Fires it off into space and then parallel parks it back to planet Earth. Meanwhile, Kamala supporters can't parallel park their Toyota Priuses properly. Sorry, I listen to Elon Musk. I follow his lead. The world's smartest, richest man has my attention.
Oh my god, the number of people that think Elon is smart is so funny and telling. Peoplord says God voted with back-to-back red state hurricanes.
Except for when it comes to stock trading, then I listen to Nancy Pelosi. But
yeah, that Prius liberals joke is straight out of like 2005. That is an old joke.
Censorship is amongst us, people. It's a very, very, very big deal.
That joke is old enough to vote against Trump?
I'm just here to say...
Trying to do humor as bad as this guy's. How am I doing?
That you guys are for the right candidate. Tell your friends. Let's close it out. And let's make speech free again. Make America healthy again. Let's beat the team from California. The team from New York should beat the team from California, not only in this election, but in the World Series of Baseball, America's sport. I love you, New York. God bless New York. God bless America. Let's make it great again. I love you. Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, that was bad. I think this is just a mix of some of the crazier things. So let's watch some of these. I'll skip the part with this guy because we...
10 days from now to look...
Oh, Fennikagami says, this shit is just a display of how driven by emotion people are. When I heard what Trump did after getting shot, my reaction was, really, dude? You turned a shooting into a photo op? I was outraged, but so many people were like, that's a cool photo! He's gonna win the election. Yeah, people are dumb. And Tea Time T says, just got off a phone call with my mom rambling about them stealing houses and tracking her phone during COVID lockdowns. Please no. Please vote. Please vote indeed, and maybe get your mom a CAT scan.
10 days from now to look in the eye to America with a straight face. It's going to be pretty hard to look at us and say, you know what? Kamala Harris, she got 85 million votes because she's just so impressive.
Do they really not still get that people fucking hate Donald Trump? Gitara says, he makes fun of every race. Y'all are just being snowflakes. He didn't make jokes about white people. Us usual with these comedians who rib every race. Also, if he did make jokes about white folks, they'd be frothing at the mouth and calling this guy the F-slur. A Dem plant and destroying what little career he does have.
As the first Samoan, Malaysian, low IQ, former California prosecutor ever to be elected president, it was just a groundswell of popular support. And then
is Tucker Carlson okay? He's kind of freaking out here. He's doing the thing where his hair shakes.
Anyone who thinks otherwise is just a freak or a criminal.
And today, this is Donald Trump's house, brother. You know something, Trump maniacs? I don't see no stinking Nazis in here.
Differently.
We saw that part earlier, so I'm going to skip to the next one.
Compared to Joe Biden, she said nothing comes to mind. She's running on how she's going to be different, but she couldn't name a single thing that she would do differently than Joe Biden. Now, I will say that could be the Kamala Harris official campaign slogan. Kamala Harris, nothing comes to mind.
Kamala's gross incompetence disqualifies her from being president of the United States of America. She is grossly incompetent. All you have to...
Holy fuck. Every time I see him, he looks and sounds older. Kamala Harris.
Is look
back in 1923, I knew.
At her interviews, look at what she did the other night on fake news CNN. Just take a look.
He's suing CNN. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. That was he's suing CBS, I think, over something, not CNN. My bad.
She couldn't answer a question. She's unfit for office. Everyone knows it. No one respects her. No one trusts her. No one takes her seriously.
A lot of projection.
Everyone knows she is a very low IQ individual.
And we all know she's old and shits her diapers and is a failed businessman.
And we will make America great again. Thank you, New York. God bless.
Please vote so we don't have to listen to this guy. After Tuesday, it's still going to be a shit show. He's going to deny the election. He's probably going to try to do a whole bunch of legal shit. Let the courts deal with that. Vote. Please vote. Please vote. You remember after the 2020 election, there was like 6 months after it, after the inauguration, I should say, because there was, of course, January 6th and everything. But after the inauguration, there was like a 6 months period where you just didn't hear about Donald Trump or what stupid bullshit he was up to. Wasn't that so nice? Don't you miss that? Don't you miss not having to hear about him? I do. I need to use the bathroom real quick and fill my water. So while I do, Chair will tell you about the castle of Fu Manchu. Not one of, what's his name? Count Dooku. Not one of Christopher Lee's brightest career moments. There it is. Overthought, thanks for gifting a sub to my wife. Be right back. Deep Lord says, why is Chair telling us to vote for Jill Stein in the problematic breakfast at Tiffany's impression? Chair's going to be burned. I'm going to burn Chair. Chat, how upset are you going to be when I get a new chair? Because that's coming. I've been wanting to get a new chair, so sometime in the next 6 months, I might end up with a new chair. Are you going to miss this chair? Will it be sad? I don't know. Depends on if new chair is also a scam. Funny. Do I want to watch Tucker Carlson? He's just the fucking worst, isn't he? I could be like Milo Yiannopoulos and try to sell Chair. I would be concerned that someone would buy it specifically for sniffing purposes. And I'm not comfortable with that, so. Hannah the Lost, thanks for 46 months, says, back at it. Love your stuff, Hannah. Thank you very much. Thanks for 46 months.
I saw the Grateful Dead in this arena in 1987. I was seated right there.
Oh, what happened to you? That's depressing.
How weird. It's so...
M. Scheffler says, no, don't watch him. Too late, we're there.
It's such an honor to be here, and it's wild. Just another day following Bobby Kennedy Jr. at a Donald Trump rally in Madison Square Garden. I mean, what? That's totally normal. Liz Cheney's out there with Kamala Harris. And there's Bobby Kennedy calling to protect women's sports at a Trump rally. It's a realignment. It's unbelievable, and it...
Holy fuck, this guy's got manic energy that freaks me out. Is he on uppers? What the hell? Benny Kagami says, anyone interested in watching Ben Shapiro get destroyed by a trans man? You don't have to be logged into Facebook, and then there's a link.
Documents and you're backing the guy. Like, you have children. How could you do that?
We're gonna good shit. Sorry I didn't talk over that, but that was just too good to... that was too good to jump in the middle of. Holy fuck. He eviscerated him. That was incredible. Gitara says, Ben is going to learn like Candace did one day. These racists aren't your friend. Being considered one of the good ones just means that the racists kill you last. Let's see what else we got before we call it an evening.
The argument about
Oh, here's this is Rudy Giuliani on his Rudy Giuliani show answering the question, why did Trump rally in New York when New York is a solid blue state?
why waste time in New York is kind of silly in a way. And I don't think I'm being a parochial former mayor of New York in saying this. It is the capital of the world. It is the media capital of the world for sure. They're all there, right? All his enemies are there that hate him. They're forced to cover it. They may take shots at it like it reminds them of Hitler and all this other crap. And how could he go to Madison Square Garden because Hitler used it? I mean, here's what's ridiculous about this. First of all,
I think they're more complaining because Madison Square Garden gets used all the time. The issue is that the rhetoric that MAGA people use is rhetoric that resembles and outright is identical to that of American Nazis from 100 years ago. Not that he used Madison Square Garden, it's that he used Madison Square Garden and is having people come on along with himself and articulating what is effectively Nazi talking points. That's why.
Well, it was a different Madison Square Garden. But Hillary wouldn't know that because she didn't really know New York. She was only a senator from New York, but she didn't know New York. Madison Square Garden.
Pretty sure if you're a senator from New York, you probably know it pretty well.
It used to be on 49th to 50th Street and on 8th Avenue. Home now to a very large office complex.
He did also say he wanted Hitler's generals. I forgot that happened so recently.
And movie theaters, I think. It moved in the 60s, I believe, right? Before the Knicks won their championship. Yes. So, because the Knicks championships were all won in that garden. And they moved to the new garden, which is a very, really an old facility when you consider the age of these facilities. And the Dolan family that owns the garden has resisted building a new one. They put millions into refurbishing it, and it's quite beautiful inside. I mean, it really is. Unlike the old venues, it's very wide aisles, and I mean, I think, if I'm not mistaken,
You're
they
just
put
going to spend his time talking about the venue?
into redoing it, and it is bigger than most. As Dr. Maria, who hadn't been there before, and Ted, you hadn't been there before.
Well, first time ever there.
It's about
God, he really does talk like a really old man, just talking around the subject.
About Trump speaking, and he talks about the Liberation Day in America. Let's go ahead and play this.
Over the past 4 years, Kamala Harris has orchestrated the most egregious betrayal that any leader in American history has ever inflicted upon our people. She has violated her oath, eradicated our sovereign border, and unleashed an army of migrant gangs who are waging a campaign of violence and terror against our citizens. There has never been anything like it anywhere in the world for any country. Kamala has imported criminal migrants from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions from all around the world, from Venezuela to the Congo. A lot of people are coming from the Congo.
He always says that. It's the same stump speech he always gives, but man, he always points out insane asylums, which I know we've talked about before. Seems like he doesn't know what political asylum is, so he thinks it means insane asylum. And he always doubles up on the Congo one. I don't know why, but he always points out Congo specifically. I don't know why. I don't know why he's obsessed with the Congo.
Prisons. They're coming from all over the world.
Like, the Congo has one of the most insanely brutal colonial histories in the world, by the way, if you're not familiar with the Congo. Like, even contemporaneously, other nations that were doing colonialism and imperialism looked at the Congo and went, whoa, that's a bit much. So I don't know why he's bringing up the Congo. I imagine is like modern immigration from Congo. Don't know why he brings it up the way he does.
Over the last month, 181 countries violated our laws, and she has resettled them in.
Ashley One Up says, Trump voice, as a treat for you all, I got you some lovely shirts, all sizes, in this very lovely shade of brown. History reference.
To your communities to prey upon innocent American citizens. But the day I take the oath of office, the migrant invasion of our country ends, and the restoration of our country begins.
Yeah, so to be clear, the rhetoric of comparing immigrants to an invading army, that's the Nazi shit.
We're actually 8 days away now from that. 8 days and probably the week it takes them to, in swing states, take care of the ballots. We anticipate that California, a place where Harris wreaked havoc all over, that I literally could not find one person on the street that would vote for her, or at least admitted voting for her. I couldn't find one. Where every poll shows that 80% of America thinks that Donald Trump would lead us into a place of prosperity. But the elites don't want prosperity.
What poll is he talking about? Also, the phrase elites don't want prosperity is fucking hilarious.
Go to X and look at it, Mr. Producer. Yes. No, I didn't say no lemonade. I said he make iced tea. It's like he take the impossible and do something that's possible. And this got us all in a joyous situation. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Mr. Producer. I appreciate it, darling. Yes. That's President Donald J. Trump. And I absolutely love his spirit. I surely do. I love the way that he trolls these evil, demanded individuals. I love it. But I got to make sure I let Jim Crow Joe Biden know that I'm not no garbage. All right? Now that we got that out the way, let's get
your sister's compost
to it. It's trash day. It's
perhaps over a line.
Trash day. Yes, it's time to take out the garbage, the real garbage. It's time to take out the garbage. Now, there's been a lot of people talking about garbage, Nazi, Hitler, extremists, terrorists. Yes. Been a lot of that type of talk. Now, the first thing that came to my mind was the people that's trashing our country and allowing
her grift room is bad. Yeah, it is.
Allowing trash to destroy our country with all of their garbage are the real individuals that we just need to make sure we take out on trash day. The people acting like dictators and installing people.
And Blair White confuses me, Jay's a proxy.
Like dictators.
It happens.
With this DEI hire that didn't earn that one vote. That's the type of garbage that needs to be taken out on trash day. Woo. I feel my mama coming up in me. Y'all know my mama was a pastor. Yes, I'm pastor, so I'm a PK, and I can feel her coming up in me. I'm looking at a Bible sitting right over there. Yes, I can feel it coming right on up in me.
Because you can feel it. Nope, keep going.
Because a lot of times these demons want to turn around here and they want to label you something. But you don't call their asses out, then guess what? You'll be that label. But I ain't no doggone garbage. But I'm going to
you're trash.
Tell you what
you're fucking trash.
The garbage is.
If you support Trump, you're garbage and trash. Fun fact.
Garbage really is.
If that upsets you, stop being a shitty person.
And how we going to have to take them out on trash day. Yes. So I was sitting, minding my own business like I always do. And something you all about this comedian making a racist joke about Puerto Rico came across the screen. Okay? All right? Now, keep in mind, you all, that at Madison Square Garden, this comedian was there at the Madison Square Garden.
Wait, is she going to defend him calling Puerto Rico trash while being offended that people called her trash? Or people in response called Republicans trash, including Biden, which is one of the more based things he's done?
And I saw his set. Yeah, and I thought it was a little funny. And he also was a little corny.
Corny, is that how you describe him? Chitara says, Elon's apparently suppressing lefty posts and positive projection for a Harris victory on Twitter. However, the vote early for Kamala is still the most used hashtag on the site. I think we should all get off Twitter. I think we should all get the fuck off Twitter.
But I didn't think he was racist. He didn't say nothing about nobody's race.
What are you talking about? He said Hispanic people love to get cream pied and that black people love watermelon. What are you talking about?
Okay, so I decided to do a little digging, you all, and I dug a little further. Okay, and I went back and I took a listen at his set. You know, I wanted to hear what they were talking about. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all hear what I.
Okay, that's enough of Silk. I'm real tired of her bit.
The fact that it's here is even sweeter. Imagine if you're, and just pause for one moment. Imagine you're Donald Trump. You're from New York City. You become famous in New York City. You make your fortune in New York City. And all of a sudden, the leadership of New York City decides they're going to destroy you.
I don't think it's all of a sudden. I'm pretty sure people in New York have hated Donald Trump, like, literally since the 70s, so...
Because they don't like your politics. And so they...
And they hate how he keeps committing crimes, those bastards.
Yeah, boo. Imagine if that were you, though. And they try and take everything that you have. They try and put you in prison. They try and put your children in prison.
I probably wouldn't commit felonies. That would be my first step. Fenekagami says, the right is the politics of having your feelings coddled. I'm so tired of being nice about this. Anytime some dipshit is going through something and feels rightly or wrongly that they aren't being supported enough, they move right because the right will love bomb you as long as you say the right things. We're seeing it with Anna Kasparian. Her feelings were hurt after she was traumatized and now she's defending Trump. She's admitted that she'd talk to anyone who wasn't rude to her. Yeah, it's fucking pathetic.
If that happened to you...
It's so cynical and so immature.
How often do you think you'd be going back to New York City? How about never? And yet he's here. It's like getting thrown out of a bar. And you think to yourself, well, you know, all my friends are in the bar. And you approach the door and there's the bouncer like, you're not allowed in here. But from behind the bouncer, you hear the cheers of your friend, come on in! And the bouncer hangs his head in shame. Ugh. He's embarrassed that he's working for the man trying to keep the most popular person out of the bar. And that's Donald Trump back in the city that produced him with no embarrassment at all, in a room full of his friends. The stones that takes, the bravery that takes, is incredible. Donald Trump's gonna win. He's gonna win. I know that that's true. Why is Donald Trump gonna win? The people he's about to defeat have no idea. And they're panicked. They have no idea why people like Donald Trump. And their first theory was, well, Donald Trump is evil, so half the country's evil also.
Yeah, just about.
And that's one of the reasons...
so narcissistic or selfish that they're incapable of understanding the situation outside of their own myopic worldview. Yeah.
Since they spent the last 4 years trying to destroy the country because they're mad at its voters for liking Donald Trump. How much easier would it have been just to pause for 20 minutes and ask yourself honestly in some silent place, why do people like Donald Trump? And if
because they're xenophobic assholes who would rather blame brown people for their problems than introspect about systems or their own culpability in their lack of success.
they had been honest enough to ask themselves that question, they would have come up with the two main reasons, and here's what they are. The first reason that people like Donald Trump is because he likes them. That's
sure he does, Tucker. All right. I think I gotta be done for the night. I don't want to hear from these people until it's time for MAGA cope. I really don't. I want these people to shut the fuck up until Wednesday, and then I want to hear them cry deeply for weeks. So, yeah. That's Chud Watch. Thanks everyone for hanging out and watching some difficult stuff together. It'll be over soon. Be over soon. Vote Tuesday. Or earlier if you can. Let's see who we're gonna raid on Twitch. Love you too, Mr. Blast.
The lighter passages of him.
We will raid KF Logan. Have a great night, everyone. I'll see you either tomorrow or Monday. I'm not sure. But either way, I'll see you soon. Vote! And we'll be okay. We'll be alright. Either way, we'll get through it together. whether it's in celebration or bracing ourselves. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you soon.